Good morning, everyone. It is Newsy News on this August 24th, and we have some newsy news, and Fry has started looking out the window, so I'll move the camera. I'm starting to see wisdom in having a camera that just follows Fry. Um, so this morning, I have to tell you that, good morning, Christine and Reindeer and Eris. I have to tell you, en masse, I saw this story and I woke up Mr. Mo. I was laughing so hard. I had tears rolling down my cheeks. Um, Absurdity in all its forms, just something about it tickles my funny bone. I don't know why. This story has to be the most absurd thing I've seen all year, and I read the news twice a day. Good morning, Irish and Chris. But this had to be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and Mr. Mo came in to check on me because he thought maybe I was having a mental breakdown or, maybe just needed medical help. I was laughing so hard, tears were rolling down my cheeks. And he was like, "What exactly is wrong with you?" And I was like, I was having a hard time breathing. I was laughing so hard. I was like, "Louis Farrakhan is suing the ADL for 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 defaming him as an anti-Semite falsely." Now, dear viewers, a cursory look at any historical statements Mr. Farrakhan has ever made about the Jewish community, you know, um, not gonna say that they falsely accused him, but this has to be the funniest damn thing I've seen in my entire life. Baker, I had tears rolling down my cheeks. My husband was like, "You woke me up with your cackling. You were laughing so hard." So, yeah, he was not impressed with my giggle fest as such. He was highly unimpressed. He was highly confused as to why I find this so doggone funny early in the morning like a weirdo. But, um, good morning, Rabbit, and, let's see, did I say hi to I think I said hi to everyone, but if I didn't, good morning, and I am glad you're here. Let's see, so let's get into this story. Louis Farrakhan is suing the ADL for how much? Louis Farrakhan's lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, might be the biggest one in recent history. The Nation of Islam leader is suing the Jewish civil rights group for 4.8 billion, that is billion, in a Manhattan federal court, accusing them of falsely labeling him as an anti-Semite. Doggone it, those ADL members using his words against him, those jerks. The court papers read, according to the New York Post, quote, "This lawsuit is to ensure that the abuse, misuse, and false use of terms, quote, anti-Semite, anti-Semitic, and anti-Semitism as falsely charged by the ADL is permanently barred from being a tool to defame Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam and to stifle the exercise of constitutional rights." Um, let's see. So what has Mr. Farrakhan said? Oh, let's see here. No, Hitler was not a great person. He committed mass genocide, is responsible for millions of deaths. Previously, he has referred to Jewish people as quote unquote satanic. YouTube, this is Louis Farrakhan, not me. I would like to remind you, Louis Farrakhan, not me. Most notably, during the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, Farrakhan, not me, said this statement, and I will highlight it. I will not say it. He also called these people also, I will highlight that, during a 2018 speech. And another statement he said, "When they talk about Farrakhan, they call me a hater, and you know how they do. They call me, this." He said this, "I will not say it." Despite the insane dollar amount, the ADL does not seem to be too worried about the suit. I can't imagine why. This, uh, telling the New York Post it has no merit. Again, I can't imagine why Louis Farrakhan's suit about, I guess, frivolous use of the words anti-Semite against Louis Farrakhan might be ridiculous. But I will say that, 2023, I have asked you to up the absurdity of this dumpster fire clown world, and you have now delivered. And if I see one more thing about Taylor Swift, I will poke my eye out. Seriously, I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't care about foosball. Foosball is the devil. An off-duty Alaskan Airlines pilot, Joseph Emerson, hit with 83 counts of attempted murder after allegedly trying to turn off engines mid-flight. An off-duty pilot allegedly had a quote-unquote mental breakdown and tried to crash a San Francisco bound Alaska Airlines flight by shutting off the engines, officials said. Joseph David Emerson, 44, tried to activate the jet's fire suppression system mid-flight while he was sitting in the cockpit, a near-catastrophic maneuver that left the aviator facing 83 counts of attempted murder. If he was successful, he would have immediately cut off the flow of fuel to the engines. Quote, "When pulled, the valve in the wing shuts off fuel to the engine," an Alaskan Airlines spokesperson explained. Quote, "After they are pulled, some residual fuel remains in the line, and the quick reaction of our crew to reset the handles restored fuel flow and prevented fuel starvation." Passenger Aubrey Gavello told ABC News the crew had alerted them about a medical emergency in the cockpit before the emergency diversion. Quote, "The flight attendant got back on the speaker and said plain and simple, he had a mental breakdown. We need to get him off the plane immediately," Gavello said. Sources close to the investigation said they don't believe his actions were based on any sort of ideology. Josh Sulk, a former FBI intelligence officer, told CBS News that federal investigators would probe Emerson's personal life. Quote, "They are going to unpack this person's life," Scholes said. "They are going to go through his social media, all his computers, his phones." The flight captain and first officer managed to subdue Emerson, who was off duty but authorized to sit in the cockpit as an employee of the airline. Uh, Flight 2059 was being operated by Horizon Air, a regional carrier owned by Alaskan Airlines. It took off from Everett, Washington shortly before 5:30 p.m. Sunday. Quote, "The jump seat occupant unsuccessfully attempted to disrupt the operation of the engines," an Alaskan Airlines spokesperson told the Post. Quote, "The crew secured the aircraft without incident. The flight was forced to make an emergency diversion to Portland International Airport, where the suspect was taken into custody by Port of Portland police. No injuries have been reported in the incident." Emerson was booked on a litany of charges, including 83 counts of attempted murder in the first degree, 83 counts of recklessly endangering another person, and 1 count of endangering an aircraft in the first degree, the Monmouth County District Attorney's Office confirmed to the Post. An FAA spokesperson said the agency was engaged with both Alaska and Horizon Airlines and is, quote, "supporting investigations into Sunday evening's incident," but declined to comment on the incident further. Emerson is currently in custody at the Monmouth County Detention Center in Portland, Oregon, where he is awaiting arraignment, authorities said. Investigations on this matter is still active and coordinated between local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, the district attorney's office said. The Airline Pilots Association International praised the flight crew for its swift action in stopping Emerson before the incident became a tragedy. The ALPA called the pilot profession, quote, "one of the most highly vetted and scrutinized career," noting pilots are continually evaluated throughout their careers through training and medical exams. An FAA pilot database shows Emerson is listed as a certified pilot who received medical clearance last month. Aviators are expected to self-report any mental health conditions to U.S. pilots, told Reuters. In a statement, Portland office of the FBI said they are investigating the incident and, quote, "can assure the traveling public there is no continuing threat related to this incident." Well, like I said, he gets the zoomies at about 5 AM. Mass, I will take that bet. I think that's a good idea. I would watch that. And yes, subscribe to Broken Baker. He is awesome. He is on Rumble. I need to figure out how to hook up my this to that, but I'm working on that. Um, what I think we need to talk about here and what I talked about with Mr. Mo is we are seeing a lot of family annihilators. You know, men who are taking out all their families, men that are having mental health crisis. And the minute you talk about men having mental health crisis, it's always like, well, women have problems too, or, everyone has mental health crisis. And Mr. Mo said something kind of profound to me this morning when I talked about how I keep seeing a lot of men taking out their whole family because this is kind of our area of, looking at things. And he said, "Look, men are told to suck it up. The minute we talk about our feelings, it's used against us later on. You know, we're told to suck it up. You know, it, it's not the economy is bad. We're told to provide. We're told to work harder, be softer, be kinder. But the minute we don't provide, the minute we don't, do anything, don't take care of everything, then it's our fault too." So, you know, just a thought here. If there is a good guy in your life, maybe take a little bit of time to appreciate him today. Good morning, genitals, and this way up. Just a thought. Just take time to appreciate a good guy in your life because they do have a lot of pressure on them that maybe we don't appreciate all the time. So, you know, it definitely there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think maybe we don't I mean, this guy obviously bigger issues, but I have noticed a lot more crazy going on, and I don't think we give men enough support all the time, even though we, give lip service to it. In other news, drunk teacher alert. Florida elementary teacher faces DUI arrest with a blood alcohol level nearly 3 times the legal limit. Deputies. Polk County, Florida, an elementary teacher was arrested for a DUI after deputies nabbed her with a blood alcohol level nearly 3 times the legal limit, according to Polk County Sheriff's Office. Leslie Spence of Tampa was arrested and charged with driving under the influence after she was pulled over Friday night in Lake Wales. She was also given a citation for failing to maintain a single lane. A witness reported a vehicle driving east on State Road 60 at about 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, swerving across lanes, according to deputies. Polk County Sheriff's deputy was able to catch up with Spence in a Ford SUV and initiated a traffic stop just before 12 or 11 p.m. The 52-year-old woman had slurred speech with a strong odor of alcoholic beverage, deputies said. Her eyes were also bloodshot and watery. After a field sobriety test, Spence was arrested for DUI, according to Polk County Sheriff's Office. Quote, "My father is a lawyer and he will sue every single one of you," Spence told the deputy at one point during her arrest. Isn't it amazing that these people always have a lawyer family member that's going to sue the hell out of everyone? I love it. She was speeding away. Good morning, atheist, and No, these people tick me off because 'cause they're always the ones to walk away from the freaking crash, and awesome Veilhammer Media. She provided 2 breath samples. One measured a blood alcohol level of 0.213 and the other at 0.214, both well over twice the legal limit. Well, she was working hard on that boxed wine. Quote, children learn from adults and educators, so if you fall under both of those categories, it's imperative that you're setting a good example, Sheriff Grady Judge said. Oh, Lord, she was in Sheriff Grady's district. We must find the Sheriff Grady shaming that he did. Since Miss Spence failed to do that, we're going to use this as a teaching moment. Don't drive drunk. It's dangerous and you'll end up in detention at Polk County Jail. Spence told deputies that she was the third grade teacher at Skyview Elementary in Pinellas Park. Pinellas County Schools confirmed her employment, adding she's been a dedicated employee for 5 years. She remains employed with the school district. Pinellas County Schools takes the recent DUI arrest of our teacher seriously. The teacher involved has been a dedicated employee for 5 years and remains employed with the Pinellas County Schools, the district said in a statement to Fox 30 News. The district has an employee assistance program for all our employees. We are concerned in maintaining a safe and supportive learning and working environment for our students and staff. We will continue to monitor this system closely while working with law enforcement. I know. I want to. Now I have to look for the Sheriff Grady Judd conference. Actually, let me write that down because now I have to look for it because oh my gosh, he will go ham on that. And I loved Grady Judd. Oh my gosh, he is the best sheriff ever. And don't forget to check out Hammer Media. He does all the media stuff, all the technical stuff that I have no idea how to do. He is awesome and knows how to do that stuff. So he knows magic, basically. And Good Morning Sal. Of course she's a teacher. Yeah, look, I don't know that I could do teaching sober, to be honest with you. And then in another, Florida man, Orlando CVS pharmacy hit by armed robber in pursuit of Viagra. Well, he wanted other stuff, but he did ask for Viagra too. Police say, "Please cooperate or I will shoot." A 23-year-old man has been arrested after allegedly holding up a CVS pharmacy in Orlando with a note threatening to shoot over several bottles of prescription drugs, according to Orlando Police Department. Thomas Muse was arrested and charged with trafficking hydrocodone, trafficking oxycodone, possession of new drugs without a prescription, trafficking amphetamines, possession of aprolazam, and robbery with a deadly weapon and mask, according to arrest records. The incident happened around 6 p.m. Friday at the CVS on 4315 Curry Road in Orlando. Pharmacy employees told police Muse handed him a threatening note indicating he had a gun and would shoot them if he didn't cooperate. Quote, "This is a armed robbery," 3 exclamation notes Muse wrote in the note, according to the police. "Please cooperate. I don't want to hurt you. You are not to alarm anyone, or I will shoot the closest person to me, exclamation point. Please follow these directions, or I will shoot the closest person next to me, exclamation point." Muse then wrote a list of the following prescription drugs he wanted. The normal suspects were included, and then at the bottom, Viagra, because, that's what you need. Muse mentioned he wanted all bottles of the aforementioned drugs in the note. Well, see, I mean, he made it was very clear. He had a thesis statement. He had bullet points. He was clear about all the bottles that he wanted. He had a clear thesis statement. When finished, place the note in the bag and lay down, or I will shoot, Muse concluded. Police arrived on the scene as Muse was walking out of the store, according to the Orlando Police Department. Officers chased him on foot, and he was ultimately taken into custody. Police said he was still holding the stolen narcotics and his written note at the time of the arrest. Darn, how are they going to convict him? Muse also admitted to the police that he traveled from Jacksonville to Orlando to, quote, carry out the plan. Police said he also confessed to a similar robbery in Central Florida. On Thursday, the Valdosta Sheriff's Office shared surveillance photos on Facebook asking the public to help identify the man who robbed a CVS in Deltona with a similar note. It's an armed robbery, and I'll shoot. For the love of all that is Cheetos, don't. He had a long list of things he needed and Viagra. I know, it's clear, and it gives for the love of all that is holy. Florida, what is going on here? In other news, John Hopkins just can't get a break between Maya and this guy. Johns Hopkins doctor allegedly bullied staff to match his wife's diagnosis and properly removed a bladder. Well, that's good. Oh, Valusha. Valusha. Okay, thank you, atheist. You know I can't pronounce things, but thank you for trying to help me. A leading pathologist at Johns Hopkins Hospital has been placed on leave after alleged misdiagnosis led to patient's bladder being removed, as well as claims he bullied staff, according to report. Well, that's why I'm reading the report because this is not good. This is bad juju. Dr. Jonathan Epstein, 66, is accused of pressuring other doctors at world-renowned Baltimore Hospital to give second opinions that matched the diagnosis made by his wife, Hillary Epstein, a fellow pathologist, the Washington Post reports. News outlets cited the hospital accreditation report by nonprofit Joint Commission and 4 people with knowledge of the situation who spoke on condition of anonymity. Epstein, the doctor's hospital's director of surgical pathology, gave a second opinion that agreed with those made by his wife, who works at Chesapeake Urology Associates in Beltsville, Maryland, according to the paper. In one instance, a patient underwent the removal of his bladder only to have a post-op analysis show a different diagnosis, according to the Washington Post, which cited the source of the accreditation report. The Joint Commission ordered Johns Hopkins to address concerns among the staff regarding, quote, a culture of bullying and intimidation in the surgical pathology department, which it said exposed patients to improper care. I know. I know. I don't know. Yeah, like, "Oh, great. You just wanted me to back up the diagnosis that your wife gave, and now I have no bladder. Awesome. Thanks." Epstein was placed on administrative leave in May, according to the newspaper. The commission's report, which was released in August, did not address Epstein's involvement in second opinions on his wife's work, but told Washington Post it played a role in the allegations of, quote, intimidation or bullying. Epstein wrote a paper that he was, quote, profoundly distressed by the allegations, as they are the antithesis of everything I stand for and have tried to exhibit in my professional life over these 35 years at Johns Hopkins. He declined to address the bladder removal case due to patient privacy considerations, but said that in general, medical cases have many complicating factors. That's why it's called practicing medicine, the art of medicine, not getting medicine right. Ta-da! In his defense, his wife is a huge nag. Ugh. Epstein also denied that there was any conflict of interest by giving second opinions on reports made by his wife. He said weighing in on such cases, quote, based solely on my objective evaluation on the case. As an expert in prostate and bladder pathology, I review cases where there are were disagreements between Hopkins pathologists who did not have specialty training in prostate and bladder pathology and Chesapeake pathologists who are experts in the field, he told the outlet in a written statement. Hillary Epstein did not respond to requests for comments by the Washington Post. Severia Lynch, a spokesperson for Chesapeake Urology, declined to comment on the bladder removal case, also citing patient privacy, but said the practice is committed to the highest standards of care. The rep added that Chesapeake has never exerted any influence over reviews of its pathology reports by the hospital. Quote, cases are forwarded for the sole purpose of obtaining independent review, Lynch told the paper in the email. This practice has been integral to our mission of delivering the utmost quality care to our patients and ensures an impartial interpretation of diagnostic slides. This is what we called covering our behinds. A Hopkins spokeswoman defended the hospital's pathology department. Quote, John Hopkins Pathology Department is nationally renowned, and we remain confident in the best in-class services they provide, except for that one guy who lost his bladder, said Liz Vanden Dreisich. Y'all, what the actual Schnell? Liz V told the outlet in an email, adding that the hospital is working closely with the Joint Commission to address issues cited in the report. In fact, several other citations have already been removed as a result of the information we provided, she added. A spokesperson for the Joint Commission did not respond to the paper's request for comment. Although it did not refer to Epstein by name, the Joint Commission reported that several complaints have been made by other doctors against the, quote, department leader, according to the Washington Post. Investigators received multiple comments by pathology physicians and residents stating they did not feel comfortable speaking up regarding intimidation or bullying behavior by the department leader, indicating they were forced to change diagnoses, issue addendums, and defer to the leader's wishes over several years, thereby potentially leading to harm to patients. Doctors said they feared retaliation or career repercussions if they spoke up, according to the report, which did not provide specific details about behavior described as bullying. Epstein claimed that when he worked with other pathologists, they would show him difficult cases. It has always been my impression that this discussion was collegial, professional, and undertaken with the interest of the patient care, he told the paper. I've only requested cases to be amended when they were specifically sent to me for my opinion by patients, clinicians, and pathologists, and initially diagnosed by someone else in absence. Upon my review, in a minority of cases, I amended them so the patient would, based on my experience or expertise, have the most accurate diagnosis leading to optimal therapy, he added. In response to allegations that he pressured other pathologists to change reports, Epstein said that those with expertise in other fields, such as breast pathology, would sometimes show him difficult prostate or bladder cases. Epstein confirmed that he's been on paid administrative leave, quote, pending evaluation of my responses to allegations, but said he was not interviewed by the Joint Commission or given an opportunity to comment for his report. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm confused, but what the hell is the guy without a bladder doing? Like, did they give him I'm guessing he has an ostomy bag of some sort, but as the guy without a bladder, I'm gonna be pissed the hell off. And John Hopkins is gonna have to deal with another damn lawsuit. I've always complied with professional responsibility and treated all staff, student, trainees, patients, faculty, and healthcare professionals with respect, civility, and fairness. X to doubt, Epstein wrote in the paper. When in a supervisory role, I've tried to resolve conflict or differences and counsel colleagues and subordinates with constructive and private manner. Sure, Jan. Epstein joined Johns Hopkins in 1985, has written multiple papers on the detection of cancer and other diseases. In 2003, he was the pathologist who released a report on then John F. Kerry a Democrat from Massachusetts who is vying for Democratic presidential nomination, according to the outlet. He said a microscopic examination of the tissue near Kerry's prostate showed that cancer there had not spread. Johns Hopkins has been rated the top 5 best hospitals in the US for the last 33 years, according to US News& and World Report. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess, yeah, you can't be pissed off if you don't have a bladder. That's true. In Baker-related news, women in Iceland, including the prime minister, to strike over gender inequality. What will we do? The world waits in horror. What in the absurdest hell are we doing here? Tell me, women in Iceland, what right, what natural positive right or negative right do you not have as a woman? But bump. What one? Tell me, I'm confused. Also, the gender pay gap has been debunked, like, how many times? I feel like Jordan Peterson is going to have an aneurysm after this. I still wanna read it, atheist, I know, but we have an entire country where women are going on strike. So, women of Iceland are whinging. A bajillions. And Fry is so upset that he is literally melting out of well, I know Baker is in but don't no, it's Greenland that they own. Or no, is yeah. Women on strike in Iceland, no one affected. Women across Iceland, including the prime minister, will go on strike Tuesday as a part of a campaign to pushing for greater gender equality in the country. I am willing if you take this woman out of power allegedly. I am willing to vote for you to take this back. This will be the 7th time that women in Iceland strike in the name of gender equality. Our 7th time? If it didn't okay, y'all are really making womankind look awesome. Apparently, you've striked 7 time and no one cares. Uh, the first strike took place on October 24, 1975. On the 24th of October, all women in Iceland, including immigrant women, are encouraged to stop work, both paid and unpaid, for the whole day. Women and non-binary for the love of all that is Cheetos, will strike to demonstrate the importance of their contribution to society, organizers said. The strike, which is known as Women's Day Off I give up. This is dumb. Women have all the same natural rights in the Western country that men have. Tell me a right we don't have, and I'll work with you, but that's ridiculous. Oh, it's Greenland. It's a it's ladyist power, I don't know. Yeah, there you go, Nicholas. It's really important. In other news, magnet fishermen shocked to pull up live WW2 grenade from a canal, sparking a bomb scare. Magnet fishermen nearly had all their pastime literally blow up in their faces after accidentally dredging up a live grenade from a canal in Scotland. Nerves started kicking in, one of the adhesive anglers, Bob, told West News Service in a heart-pounding incident which occurred October 10th in Linlithgow. He specializes in the ever-growing sport in which people use magnet-tipped ropes to fish unexpected metal artifacts from bodies of water. This particular group is known for uploading their catches, which have include old train lights, ammunition boxes, and more for their over 475,000 followers on TikTok channel Magnet Fishing Edinburgh. The pair found their hobby was the bomb in more ways than one. New York Post, I am going to fine you for these puns one day. After accidentally hauling up a live World War II grenade while fishing from a bridge in the Union Canal. At first, we didn't find anything, so we took a break to get food, recalled Bob. Our second throwing was when we found the grenade and realized the situation we were in. All the lady cops are like, well, we need an ordnance guy. 103 lady cops, and then a guy who knows what he's doing. No offense to lady cops, but again, you've gotta the nail-biting clip shows one of the magnet fishermen hauling the rusty, unexploded ordnance from the drink like a combustible ball and chain. Despite feeling nervous over the fine, the pair tried to stay calm and make sure everyone was secure and safe. There were a couple people walking past that we advised to walk around the other path, recalled Bob, who subsequently informed the authority of the situation. Quote, "Once we got it, we ended up contacting the police and they got a bomb squad to come out and take care of it," he recalled. "The officer came over and told us, 'We've got good news and bad news. The good news is you've saved Lithengau. The bad news is your magnet will get blown up with the grenade.'" Well, there you go. And then welcome Nandor's man bun and happy birthday. No, it's more that we've got 100 people standing around that can't do anything, and till you call the bomb section. It just you got 100 people that are standing around. Absurdity tickles me, I don't know. Oh, they found a motorcycle once, interesting. The bomb technician subsequently took the grenade to a local field and detonated it at a safe distance from everyone. In a similarly explosive discovery in 2019, a magnet fisherman dredged up a World War I era grenade from a river in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Oh, never mind. Happy not birthday. Darn you, Bobby. I give up, Bobby. None of you have birthdays anymore. Well, yeah, Sal, I don't know why I even try anymore sometimes. Oh, and y'all, don't be mean to Paris Hilton's son. Look, as a mom that has had babies with, look, out of the percentile with large head, look, all of my kids have looked like Megamind from one time or the other. They just have the look, some babies just have big heads, okay? Don't be mean to Paris Hilton's head. It's just his little hair makes his head look huge and his little chin. Don't make fun of her. Look, as a mom as a mom who's had a babies that have been off the scale chart as far as giant pumpkin heads, Baker. Don't make fun of people's babies' heads. It just means he has big brains. Or well, I mean, look, all babies look like young Winston Church or Winston Churchill or, the weird Lord Voldemort at the end of the story when they first come out. They all look weird, okay? And you just have to tell the mom, "Oh, no, they look really it just happened. Look, don't make fun of babies." Paris Hilton says her heart hurts after comments about son's head. "It's cruel and hateful." Quote, "I've dreamed about being a mom as long as I can remember. Every day with him is a reminder of what truly matters," wrote the TV personality. Paris Hilton is sharing the heartache over reaction to a recent photo of her 8-month-old son, Phoenix Barron. The TV personality explained on her Instagram story how unacceptable it is for her followers to target her child following the hurtful comments. On October 19th, Hilton, 42, posted a series of photos of her son, whom she shares with her husband, Carter Rome, on Instagram to mark his first trip to New York City. A TikTok user pointed out negative response the post received, prompting Hilton to reply that her angel is perfectly healthy and just has a large brain. Hilton explained her response to the comments about Phoenix Head in an Instagram story on Monday. Quote, "Living life in the spotlight, comments are inevitable, but targeting my child, or anyone else's for that matter, is unacceptable," she began. Hilton wrote that the public's response has been deeply hurtful to her. "This hurts my heart more deeply than words can describe. I've worked hard to cultivate an environment that is all about love, respect." She went on the internet? Wait, she went on the internet and expected happiness? Look, look, every baby has a giant head. You're mostly a giant head with a little tiny body. That's how things work. You're a giant head. Look, just don't make fun of people's babies. They all look a little bit funky. That's the news for today. Just don't make fun of people's babies. Don't ask for Viagra. Lou Louis Farrakhan is suing the ADL. Jesus. Look, if you need a pick me up today, I'm just saying this will be mine. I know I know I always say go watch, people reacting to Ram Jam if you need a pick me up, but today's pick me up for me will be Louis Farrakhan suing the ADL for maliciously calling him an anti-Semite without, evidence. I might not recover today. I kid you not, guys, I had tears rolling down my cheeks. The absurdity, I just can't. So, in in wrapping all of this up, if you have a good guy in your life that's not Louis Farrakhan and he's doing a good job, make sure to notice that and say something good to him because, you know or a good gal, good people in your life, make sure to notice and really, you know, let's start really noticing and saying nice things to each other because these are some hard times and there's a lot of pressures on people. And I think we sometimes maybe notice things and forget to tell people how much we appreciate the small things they do for us. I mean, Louis Farrakhan is, of course, appreciating the ADL for noticing him. And you know what? Gosh. Oh, this is gonna make my day all day. Um, but really, if you have a good guy, if you have a good gal, a good, kid in your life that's really doing good stuff, and maybe you haven't taken time in a while, just say some nice words to them, you know, tell them you notice, because I think maybe sometimes in hard times we forget to take time to really say, "Hey, I notice good things and I appreciate it." And maybe if we just take a little bit of time to pick up our own corner of the world, I can't do anything about the Mesopotamia and I can't do anything about this guy, but I can do something about helping Mr. Mo feel a little bit better. And, if your wife is doing something like laughing hysterically about this article and she wakes you up, perhaps just look at her and smile because you're stuck with her. I will see you guys in a little bit. I plan to have the murder board up at, uh, about 10:30, so it should be done and ready to go, and I will see you all then. So have a wonderful day. If I don't see you for the rest of the day, I will be on with Nicholas at noon, but I should have the murder board done. I just need to get Dan's uh, on the mobile murder board. So that is all done, and I will see you in just a little bit. Have a wonderful day. If I don't see you, please like and subscribe and share if you would. And I will see you tonight for Nightly Newsy News and with Nicholas for a recap of the 2019 trial of Catherine Matabena. I think I said that right.